All right, your first lesson with me. Isn't this exciting?
This is exciting.
All right, so just be relaxed, okay? Just do whatever comes natural, and we'll work as we go. Let's warm up a little.
Okay.
Is the fact that your delivery of air is really pretty consistent. And that's one of the foundations of what you have to do, right? But I'm getting a little closed in the back. And the reason for that is because of fear. Because you're like, oh my God, I don't want to make a bad sound. So one of the weirdest things that you got to learn when you're first, well, you've been singing for a while, but don't be afraid. Okay? It's fear that will hold you back. If you go and make your sound, and you've got to close your throat. That's all because of, oh my God. Tenors are supposed to crack. Tenors are supposed to make, you've got to just set the voice free. Let's do it again.
All right.
Keep the throat wide open, and even if you start thinking you want to, don't squeeze anything closed. Letting the cheeks kind of drop, the jaw drop. Do almost a fake yawn. Now, see, you moved your jaw, you don't need to move your jaw. Literally, I want you to do the beginning of a yawn for me and tell me what you feel. Now, did you feel your uvula go up?
Right.
Did you feel the whole back of your throat go up?
Yeah.
Now, put your hand on your Adam's apple and do the same thing, a very beginning of a yawn. What did you feel the Adam's apple did?
Down.
Yes. And that is the natural default position you want for all of singing. I don't want you to force it. I don't want anything to be manipulated. All I want you to do is just have that feeling and then pass the air through. Change nothing. Your inclination is to want to help it. Plus you're a boy. Boys want to muscle everything. Don't muscle it, okay? Start with that beginning yawn. Better. Do you hear that little goosh you gave it? You don't need to do that. Once you start the wave in motion, just let it go. If you were going to surf, right? If you were going to be a surfing person, and you got up on your surfboard and you were riding it, what moves you forward?
The wave.
The wave, and you said it right, because most people say water, but it is the wave, moving water, right? Well, does the wave go up to the surfer like this and poke it?
No.
It's one continuous motion. That's what you do when you go to deliver your air. One continuous motion. Good, you hear the interruptions? There's a little articulation happening in the back of the throat. Leave it open. You know what it's like? Try that. Exactly. That's exactly what you do. Good. Now open the back of the throat. Yes, sir. Good job. All right, so how do we make sound as singers?
Push air through like a shape in your mouth, right?
I love it. But I don't like the word push. We don't push. Now, yes, we use muscles. We'll talk about that later. You know, it's first lesson.
The diaphragm.
Exactly. But, you know, the diaphragm is simply a muscle. It doesn't contain air. All the air is in your lungs. We actually use all of what I call a concert of muscles that come together, abdominals, intercostals, back muscles, and the diaphragm, that apply pressure to the chest cavity to give a consistent flow of breath energy. And when you have this unending and unbroken flow of breath energy, it comes up through the windpipe to your vocal cords. And when the vocal cords come together and the air passes, it's called phonation. And you have an unending and unbroken phonation, which then makes an unending and unbroken sound that you want to, through an open mouth, open throat, out into the world. So no interruptions. Just let it all happen naturally. On, all, and. Excellent. One even motion. Fantastic. So imagine that I am a pendulum clock.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And I'm a magic pendulum clock. So I'm wound up and I'm never going to unwind.
Okay.
When does the pendulum stop moving?
Just as it's ready to go to the other side.
Okay, so here are smarty britches. There was a guy at MIT that I was teaching, and he would say, well, Professor English, there's an inertia, and in reality, it goes in this direction, and then this direction, and then this. You breathe in, and you breathe out. You breathe in, and you sing. Don't let any go.
Sure.
There's no interruption in the flow of air. Keep it moving. Ready, and... Good. Open up. Good. Now.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
Okay.
So how do you bring air into your body? And you don't have to be right.
I mean,
Just tell me what you think.
nose and mouth.
Fantastic. What role does the nose play?
A bigger role than the mouth.
Okay, a bigger role than the mouth?
Yeah.
Really? Those holes are kind of smaller than this one.
Yeah. Well, right, but
Well, but that's a different thing. Someone's taught you about resonation and all that stuff, fine. But right now, in terms of air,
right.
you're breathing right now. Are you going,
No.
are you going,
No.
right? And that's because here's what you're doing. Your diaphragm pulls down, pulls on the chest cavity, creates a vacuum.
Yep.
Because of that vacuum, through an open nose, mouth, and throat, air is automatically drawn into your lungs.
Right.
Here is a huge breath that I'm going to take. What did you think?
Didn't look like it.
Didn't look like anything. Well, let me get up and I'll show you my tenor muscle, okay? No noise.
Right.
There's no sucking.
Okay.
These are just holes. They're just pipes through which air is pulled through the vacuum that's created in your chest cavity.
Right.
So you don't need to move your head. You don't need to bounce. You just need to do this. Ah, swing the pendulum and let the air come out. And, better. Don't force it, just let it. There. Did you hear the sound change? That's what you want. You don't need to press it. Just let it come out. Ready? And. Nice, Sal. Feel that pre-yawn in the back. Nice job. Very nice job. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Let's sing this hymn that we've chosen, okay? Okay. Now, whenever you go to sing, anytime you go to sing on any given day, your main concern is this: move the air.
Okay.
Move the air. I use a phrase I call the Holy Trinity. Not anything to do with church, even though we're here in church, right? And it means this: the unending and unbroken flow of breath energy that comes from this concert of muscles exerting some pressure onto the chest cavity, which will then fuel the airflow. That airflow comes up and creates an unending and unbroken phonation that then creates an unending and unbroken sound that you want to get out into the world. Filtered through your articulators, way complicated, I'll talk about that later. But that's what happens, okay? So all you want to do is, Amazing Grace, how sweet. You just keep on passing air. And don't care if it doesn't sound good.
Okay.
This is the weirdest thing. The last thing you should ever think about when you're first singing on any given day is how good you sound.
Right.
Move the air. Create the Trinity.
Okay.
The good will come later.
Okay.
Okay? So let's try it. Ready, and... Again, I'm going to come close to you. Hold on. Where I did with my mask. Oh, no, you're good. Okay. This is what I'm hearing you do. amazing grace. And I need, don't pull away from me. I'm pushing you. Amazing grace, how sweet. There's no back and forth. The broken, unending and unbroken flow of breath has to be through everything you do. Let's try it. Ready, and. Yes! Good. Take a breath. Yes! Open up, breath. Good. For the beginning, and. Same words. Keep that energy. Open the back. Good, good. All right, now let me talk a little bit about the creation of words. Okay? What makes singers different from every other musician on the planet?
We have to be able to understand what we're saying.
Well, you know, there's meaning behind instrumental music,
Right.
right? So that they have to have an idea of the expression they want to give.
Right.
We're the only ones that have to deal with words
Right.
and the creation of words.
Right.
And you hear people talk about have good diction or have good enunciation.
Right.
My philosophy is this: diction is interwoven into the very technique that you make.
Okay.
So I refer to this lesson as the skipping stones lesson.
Okay.
When you take a stone and you're at a lake and you
Yep.
psh, and it, that's what your diction should be.
Okay.
And you create your diction with your articulators,
Right.
which are your tongue, your teeth, your lips, and the roof of your mouth. So, if you go through, for instance, let's say la 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 la.
La 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 la.
Good. What are you using to make that sound?
Tongue roof of your mouth.
Great. Do you need to squeeze your throat?
No.
Do you need to get your face tight? So you don't need to go la 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 la. Right?
Right.
La 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 la. Fantastic. So, let's try a vowel.
Okay.
Ah,
Ah.
eh. What did you move to make the eh? Try it again.
Okay.
Ah,
Ah.
eh. What moved?
Tongue.
Period.
Right.
And it's actually the middle of your tongue.
Right. Okay.
Right? You've got the tip of your tongue that can do L's and other things. You've got the middle of your tongue that handles most of the E, vowels. And then you've got the back of the tongue, which you never want to use.
Right.
Because if you do that, for instance, let's make an L with the back of the tongue. Oh. How does that feel?
Terrible.
Terrible. And does it make sense in any way to create a sound that closes your throat?
No.
So, your articulators will always be from the middle of your tongue forward.
Okay.
And you never want to do anything else that's going to close off this unending and unbroken flow.
Okay.
So when you do something like, try that. And, oh wait, what's my note? Yeah, so just do the and. Good. Now, why did your jaw get really tight? Watch me.
Okay.
What makes an M?
Your lips.
Period. So do you need to close your jaw?
Okay.
Try that. Good. Make a long face. Long face. And. Yes, sir. Now what makes a Z?
Your teeth.
Well, try it.
Oh, tongue.
But, so your tongue is in there. Zzz. Yeah, your teeth a little bit.
Okay.
Amazing grace. Now here's another thing.
Okay.
There are different types of consonants. Some are voiced and some are unvoiced. We won't go too much into detail. But sing an M for me. It's not good. It's
Okay.
not Campbell soup, right?
Right.
Keep it open. Sing this for me. Wide open, drop your jaw, keep your throat open, keep your tongue down, even when you're doing an M. Look at my face. See how long it is? Now do a Z. 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 Ready? And. Now, can you relax everything except the tongue that's being used? Okay. Ready? And. So, if we had more time, we would go through all of the different voiced and unvoiced and all of those things.
Sure.
But when you're singing Amazing Grace now, I want you to make certain that the unending and unbroken sound we talked about, breath, phonation, and sound, continues through your voiced consonants.
Okay.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. You try it. Ready? And. Good. Keep the breath moving. Open up in the back. Was blind, ready, and was blind, but now I see. What makes an E vowel? So let me tell you the trick that I use for everybody. Okay. Go through the main vowels. A, E, I, O, U. What moved?
Tongue.
Great. E. What moved?
Tongue again.
Yes. So the first one was this way. This is the middle of your tongue. And then the E was a little higher.
Okay.
Do you need to go E?
No.
Do your cheeks need to move at all? No. So don't move them. See. Now, if you're smiling to your audience, that's different, right?
Sure.
But now I see. Look how open my mouth can be.
Okay.
Does it sound like E?
Yes.
Yes, try it.
Okay.
But now. There you go. Ready? And. But
I
you feel how so much more open that is in the throat? See.
Right.
People want to use, well, I tell you about false chords, but we don't have a lot of time for that. But when you have closure in your throat, things like that,
sure,
it's going to block that unending and unbroken flow.
Right.
So you don't want that to happen. Okay? Let's try it again. Let's see if we can apply all of these things.
Okay.
So, you are riding your surfboard.
Yep.
Your breath does everything. Like, for instance, let me give you one more example.
Okay.
If you're riding on your surfboard and that wave is moving you, do you want to be up and tight?
No.
You'll be thrown off your board. Right. What do you want to do? So what did you just do?
Grounded, right?
Grounded, but you did something very silent. Yes. You lowered your center of gravity. Okay. Your energy is going down and you're allowing the wave to carry you rather than trying to lead it. Okay. Right? Okay. And that's what you do with your breath. You almost sit on your breath.
Okay.
But now I see. You don't lean in, right, you let it carry you. Okay. And then the other thing I want you to think of, two more things. Open throat, pre-on. So you've got the Trinity, you've got the pre-on, and now just let your articulators make your words. Okay. Okay, the whole thing through. And. What happened between and may?
Stop.
There was a break.
Okay.
Now, in singing, there shouldn't be, the only time there's breaks in singing is when you take a breath. Take a breath. Okay. But if you're singing, it's may. Sing through that M. May. Try it, and. Amen. No break. Excellent. Constant energy. 2, 3, 1, 2. Keep it moving, unending and unbroken. Ready? And. Amazing. thing you need to do is arch your tongue up in the middle of your mouth. Keep everything open, everything free. See. All right, how was that for a first lesson?
Good.
Did you learn a few things?
Oh, yeah.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you for doing this.